Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to what I am calling Dime Store Design. I have a lot of thoughts about board games and I always want to try to make one. I have made a video in the past about board games that I have not made. One of the things that I've always prided myself on is two superpowers. One, I know what any song would sound like if it was an acoustic version. Also, I think I can take any theme and any type of game and at least come up with a starting position for it. So if you were to take this and then this, I would be able to let you know, hey, you do this, you make a this, you do that. So that's what this is. What we're going to do is we are going to take a type of game and a random theme, and I'm going to spend 10 uncut minutes, trying to come up with a board game idea for it. That's the rule. So I take a little spinner, I pick a type, I pick a theme, I get to spend 10 minutes trying to make it. At the end of 10 minutes, my alarm goes off and that's the end of it. And then we are done. We move on to the next thing. Let's see what we do on this very first one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for our first one, we do have a spinner app because the actual spinners are like 40 goddamn dollars online and I don't have time for that. Let's see what type of game we're going to be making. We're going to be making a social deduction game using a history theme. I feel like that's a little too easy. Let's see if we can get crazy with it. All right, and here we go. All right, so a history social deduction. Now, when I think of history and social deduction, I know there's the Patriots and Redcoats game that we played, but I feel like that's too easy. I feel like we should go to a point in history that is more modern. Let's go modern. So we're going to go modern. So today, we are going to, I got it. So everyone thinks that our president is a lizard anyway, so we're going to go lizard man, president. I feel like this is a little like that Secret Hitler game, so let's stay out. Let's not do Lizardman President. Let's do history. Fuck, I need a point in history. We're gonna go with the 19. This is why I edit, because I have to think of all these goddamn things. All right, we're already a minute deep. Let's go history. I got it. Figured it out. We're going to go to 1981. This is the year that I was born. Social deduction. So we have a 3 to 9 player game in which one person in the middle is the mother. And then the other players, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, are all potential fathers. And we have to try to figure out which one is the father. Wait a minute. Is this a Maury Povich game? I think I'm making a Maury Povich game. So that takes place in history. So that's not 1981. That's going to be 2019 is a point in history. Maybe we're cheating. We're going to call this You Are the Father. All right, so we have the mother. So now what we need is we have a group of people. It's almost like werewolf, but not quite werewolf. So we're going to have one person who is definitely the father. We have, who is the father and knows it. So he has to know it. We have the mother who thinks it's any of these. And then we have 3 people who are the father, but they maybe don't know it. And then we have 3 people who are definitely not the father. Goal of the game is for the mother to find out who the father is, but by asking questions. I feel we're going to make this very similar to a game called Guess Who? Where, oh, do you have a beard? Do you have this? Because every game is going to have a picture of a baby. Meow, meow, whoop, whoop. Picture of a baby. Baby boy, baby girl, doesn't matter. And the father, the card that they're dealt are going to have traits on them. Traits. And these traits is, let's see, so the traits will match with the baby. Now, one person is going to definitely know that these traits match up. Let's see here. So they definitely know the traits are going to match up. And then we will be able to, okay, we gotta skip all this. Let's go back. All right, so we have mother and then our father wheel. Every father has a card with traits on it. And there is a child in play. And this child is going to have traits as well. And you have to, the actual father will know who he is because he matches 3 of the traits. But the ones who definitely don't know who they are will only match 1. And then the ones who match 2 could possibly be the father. I don't know how that's going to work. That's going to be something we're going to have to try to figure out in testing. Let's see here. Shit. Mother, okay, so that's it. The mother has a trait. The mother has a trait. Everyone, no, fuck this, we don't have this. Everyone has 2 traits. So we have the baby with a trait. We have the mother with a trait, plus the father with a trait, and that equals the true father. The true father. So we have to make sure the father is someone who has the traits, the baby, so the baby, the mother and the father equal the baby. So, so equal. So the baby equals the mother and the father. So the baby has a trait that everyone knows. The mother has a trait that everyone knows, but there's also this other trait which all of the fathers have. Wait, I don't think that makes sense. How are we going to figure this out? So if the, so if the father knows he's the father, how do we, okay, so we'll figure out the traits thing later. So now what we have to do is we have to figure out a way to get the mother to ask the father questions so they can figure out which father is the father of the baby. And then at the end, if she's right, you are the father, so let's just make a one-on-one. And what are the other fathers fighting for? Let's say the ones who are not the father are just trying not to get picked. So if they get picked, they lose. The ones who are maybe the father, if they get picked, they win because they may get flown out to wherever the Maury Povich show happens. So they may get flown out to get a prize. I don't know. And then the actual father, here we go. So if the non-fathers get chosen, then the mother loses and the father loses. If the maybes get chosen, the father wins and the mother loses. But if the actual father gets chosen, the mother wins and the father wins. Because, everyone wants a good, happy family. So the non-fathers are trying not to get picked. The fake maybe fathers are trying to get picked, and the father is trying to get picked. So who do we trust? How do we figure this out? So we're going to ask questions. What questions do we ask? Do we make this card? Do we make this voluntary? Is this very much a guess who kind of thing? Like, oh, explain your trait. All right, I played Fog of Love recently, and I actually really liked it. So I think this game might involve a little bit of role play, which may turn some people off if it's not mechanic, but you know what? Fuck it, we're gonna go for it. So it's role play. So that's how we're gonna do it. We're going to have the mother, in kind of a dating game fashion, ask the father questions that will illustrate what their trait is, and then maybe the mother has a card that shows the traits they're looking for, or the mother, no, there are 2 cards for the baby. The back of the card has all of the traits for the baby, including the mothers, the fathers, and the babies. And the other side only has the babies and the babies and the mother's trait. So the mother is trying to ask questions to try to figure out what that other trait is. And then once we figure out what that trait is, then we can figure it out. We need a certain number of rounds. I will say everyone gets asked 2 questions. No. The mother asks the father a question, and then the father asks one of the other fathers a question. Here's the thing. Fake baby daddies know who other fake baby daddies are. That how it works? I think that's how it works. You can play a version of yourself, you can play someone else. You might have expansions where there are actual roles that will give you occupations and things like that. That could be fun. So we can actually set this at any time in history, but I think a modern day talk show, no, fuck that. We're going to an 80s talk show. 80s talk show. So there's going to be drugs, there's going to be all kinds of crazy stuff. The prizes that you win for losing might be, I don't know, a jet ski or something. People like jet skis. So here we go. Let's recap. We have a couple minutes. We have a minute left. So let's recap. The mother has to guess who the father is. Fake fathers win if they're no wait. The mother loses if she chooses a fake father, because the fake fathers don't want to get chosen, so they'll kind of win together, kind of like sub-win if she picks the husband or the actual father. The maybe fathers win if they get chosen individually, and the mother and the father win along with the fake dads, or the definitely not dads, get some kind of a thing. If they win, everyone gets traits. We're asking questions. You ask a question, and then you get to ask any other father a question. You're gonna have a token in front of you that you have to flip to show that you've already been asked a question or asked a question. And then at the end of the game, after everyone has been asked a question and gotten to ask a question of someone else, the game ends and the mother has to make that pimp decision, and then we reveal. Everyone gets to kind of say if they are or not the father, and then if you are not the father or whatever, you can do the dance if you want to. I don't know how we're going to incorporate the dance. Maybe that'll have to be an expansion. Yeah. I don't know what we're going to call this. We're going to call it the daytime talk show game from the 80s. Ladies and gentlemen, that is time. Boom. We did it. Thank you so much for joining me on this dime store design. This is as far as this game will ever make it, because it's fucking ridiculous. But this is the type of show that this is going to be. This is going to be me spitballing, trying to figure out a game design from start to finish. I've never designed a game, and I think it's pretty clear to see why. Peace out.